recent months, we've had many inquiries for 4-person elopements or events with a guest count of 25 or less. But I just wanted to point out those numbers to you to show you that a majority of our events are for 50 or less, but we have a few inquiries coming in for 80 to 100. I have the space. I would like to accommodate up to 100 max. Our pavilion was built in December of 2023 to accommodate the 80 to 100 guests. The pavilion serves as a backup rain plant. Our operating hours would be between 9 and 10. All of our previous events ended by 9 or much earlier on their very own. We would require carpooling for events of 50 to 100. Cars are always parked on our property. We have 557 feet of driveway one way, and this is a visual of what our property would encourage economic development activities by providing work for vendors within and outside of the wedding industry. Training clients because we offer different setups and designs throughout the year, so we're not a one-time use facility. Some of our clients are actual neighbors that have used our space. Couples in today's economy desire the unique spaces to say I do, or to host a baby and bridal shower while staying in a controlled budget. With that, again, we are supporting dozens and dozens of photographers that feed their families. Greenhouse has served so many amazing people. It's well loved and it's admired by many. It plays a special role in the lives of so many beautiful couples. We're already in accordance with all the requirements for this special exception. We just go through our self-imposed conditions that we put in place to help ease the concerns. Our music will be off by 10. We will have no PA systems with microphones. We will have no more than 100 people. We will purchase road signs and place them in accordance with VDOT regulations on the roads to assure that there will be no traffic on Kimberly. We will have full staff working each event to monitor guests. 589 people and counting signed a petition in our favor to keep our business going. We hope that you can see how this benefits Amherst as a whole and how it helps financially support our citizens.
This exact same situation. The sign went up in our yard, and our neighbors, who had no idea we even existed, came out of the woodwork and expressed the exact same concerns. The sound, the extra traffic, and the restroom situation. Our business is very similar to the Fishers. We have self-imposed rules that we strictly follow. We have set guest limits, set sound limits, and set time limits. Our differences are proportional to the land that we're on. We are zoned residential. We have 2 acres of land. The Fishers are zoned agricultural and have 5 acres. We restrict the vehicle number for up to 50 guests. The Fishers have more land and more space, so they're able to host up to 100.
And operating a party venue in our subdivision on 5 acres and accessory structures has been an incompatible use since it began, without neighborhood inquiry or county permit. These choices are now being forced on the neighborhood and the county. My father built the house I live in with my family back in 1976. That's how special it is. It's our generational home. And there are others here today that are also living in a generational home or built beside their parents. We walk our dogs, teach our kids how to ride bikes, and we throw football on our street for pickup games because that's how little traffic there is. We're not against small business or hard work. We'd love to help the applicant find a parcel where their dream to run a venue would make sense. But operating 10 party events here since December of 2022 has created excessive traffic, noise, and repeated U-turns at the end of the street where we are and in our driveway.
I think they put a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of effort into this property. Thank you for your investment. I think you've got a very good design on it. I tell you, when my oldest daughter got married, we couldn't find a smaller venue that we could afford. It's a need. I think the adjacent landowners, are not in opposition to it. So I'm going to tend to support it.
Taking into consideration of all the individuals and people that live around there, they put their life effort into paying their mortgages, buying their properties, maintaining them, and to have upwards of 100 people on a 5-acre tract, regardless if you have a Bluetooth speaker or not, that amount of people is going to carry throughout the whole area. And you're in a residential, rural area. I just don't think it's the right spot for the wedding venue. I don't think it's harmonious with the neighborhood. I think it's going to be a detriment to everyone that lives around it, including their way of life, their peace, and what have you.
I was leaning to support the planning commission. I was leaning opposed to this. As I said, I always support the planning commission, so I'm finding it very hard not to do that this time. But I also support small business, that if there are complaints and if the person who owns this does not adhere to the requirements that we have put in here, we can jerk your special exception away from you. That's a pretty good incentive to do what you're telling us you're gonna do.
I've actually put myself in those positions to to evaluate if I had a situation such as this that come up around me, what would be my position on that? And I will tell you that I have not taken this public hearing or this zoning request. I'm also in somewhat of awe of what has been done for that piece of property, because I think any of us could play devil's advocate and say, you know, we could have a neighbor that come in, which I have been, I've been subject to in my part of the country in a time or two, that were not good neighbors, that did not keep their property up like I keep mine up, where this is not the case with the Fishers. They've spent a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of money, and it seems like they put a lot of pride in what it is my district. I'm gonna make the recommendation to approve the special exception 2024-154.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Vice Chair votes aye. Motion passes.